Okay, this is lecture 3 on order of operations. We're going to make another killer example that is not in the book, but is in the Humongous book of algebra problems. If you don't own it, it doesn't really matter because I'm showing you them here and I have copyright permission to do this. So let's take a look at this killer problem. Parentheses, exponents, multiplication and division, addition and subtraction. All right, so are there any parentheses? Yeah, we got a lot of parentheses. Now let's look at this MF over. Okay, so here we have like this gigantic parentheses to show us that this is one parentheses. Now we have 10 minus something else here in parentheses. 8 multiply, okay, hold on. 8, when there's nothing here, you assume it's a multiplication. 8 times, and then we have something else in parentheses. 3 divided by 2. You see how we're going from the bigger outside parentheses to the smaller one? And we always said in parentheses, start with smallest. So we're going to go with that right here. And 3 divided by 2 is 3 over 2. See, now we have fractions. Right away, just to kill you, right? Fractions. Okay, so now you've solved the inner parentheses. But that is multiplied by 8. And 8 is really 8 over 1. 8 over 1 multiplied by 3 over 2 equals 24 over 2. And when you divide 24 over 2, you get 12. So now we've solved this parentheses. The last one says 10 minus 12. And when you have a minus like that, it equals minus 2, right? You have a positive 10 minus 12, it equals. Old trick that I gave you, plus 10 plus minus 12 equals, you take the sign of the biggest, and then you do a simple subtraction from the biggest to the smallest, and you put the result here too. So the answer to this entire parentheses is minus 2. So let's rewrite this here. Minus 2 plus 6 multiplied by negative 1. So let's look at this here. Do we have any more parentheses? And what I mean by parentheses is something with which there is work to be done inside. No, this is not a parentheses. Well, actually, it is a parentheses, but it's the parentheses of a number, not of a mathematical operation. So that's done. Is there any exponents? You see an exponent here? I don't see one. Multiplication and division. Do you see a multiplication and division? Well, I see an addition here, but that's not a multiplication or division. And right here, there's a multiplication. So 6 times minus 1 is really minus 6. So we're going to do minus 2. See how I changed the brackets here? I did that on purpose because it doesn't matter. Plus minus 6. Because positive 6 times minus 1 equals negative 6. So we're adding here 2 negatives. Carry over the sign and just add the numbers. Minus 8. Is that the right answer? Yes, it is. And now we'll do the final problem. Okay, let's look at this ultra killer problem. Before, I just want to go over an exponent rule with you. All right, so let's say you have 4 to the third power. What that really means is 4 times 4 times 4. When you have 4 to the negative third power, what that really means is 1 over 4 times 4 times 4. You see how that works? Do you see how that works? So a power like this means it's a number like this, and a negative means it's 1 over that number here. So pin that to the back of your brain. So now we have this problem. Parentheses, exponents, multiplication and division, addition and subtraction. Remember, P means parentheses, not powers. Exponents means powers. So let's look at this killer problem. So I see a bracket here, right? And I see a bracket here, and I see a bugger of an exponent right here. So first things first, parentheses. 2 divided by 5 plus negative 10 multiplied by minus 5 plus 11. Well, that comes out to 6 in my book. Negative 1. All right. All right. So now we have to solve for inside this parentheses, right? So we're going to have minus 10 multiplied 6 to the power. So inside the brackets, we still have to do these order of operations, and we have an exponent here, number 1. So we have a multiplication here, we have an exponent. So 6 to the power of negative 1 is 1 over 6. If you recall here what I was showing you, that's what it means. So we have that. But wait a minute now. Now we're multiplying. Can we do that? Do we need to find a lowest common denominator? Only for addition and subtraction. So minus 10, which is really minus 10 over 1 multiplied by 1 over 6. So this is a negative expression, and this is a positive expression. So all we do is we multiply like this. So we're going to have minus 10 over 6. Can we reduce that? I think we can. So negative 5 over 3. So let's rewrite this. 2 divided by 5 plus negative 5 over 3. So we're going to be doing some fractions. Really covers everything. That's what I like about this problem. Okay, so we have a brackets here, but does it really contain an operation? Not really. This division has been reduced all it can. So no more powers, no more parentheses, no more exponents. We're just going to go straight for the multiplication division. We have one right here. So that's 2 over 5 plus negative 5 over 3. So we're going to have to find the lowest common denominator. And the best way to do it is I multiply it by the other numbers. So here I'm going to multiply everything by 3. And here I'm going to multiply everything by 5. Why is that? No, because 5 times 3 will give me the same thing as 3 times 5. So let's do this guy and put this over here. So 3 times 2 equals 6. 3 times 5 equals 15. Plus negative 5 times 5 equals 25. 3 times 5 equals 15. So we have the lowest common denominator, and this bugger's a negative. So 6 minus 25 equals negative 19, and we just carry over the 15. And that is your answer. So now we're going to do a whole bunch of problems.